Hello, 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 and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jameelah, and I am a master manifester, and I'm sure you are too because you're watching content like this. The name of this channel is Manifesting Magic, the practical way, because there are a lot of practicalities to manifesting those lives that we choose, right? What I'm discussing today is 3 important outcomes you get from vision boards, right? I'm a huge vision board creator. I have not created one in a few years, and this is one of the biggest reasons why. Well, this is the thing. I've had a vision list, not a vision board. One of the biggest reasons why is time, right? Time and energy. I remember sitting there cutting out all these wonderful things to create this vision board. And then I just didn't find time to actually get it done. And I had all the cutouts in this box and Ziploc bag. And the cutouts were so old by the time that we moved, I just didn't even take them out. I'm like, I want new things, right? So I have different things that I see for myself now, as far as especially in my life where I've hit the resetting button. And like at the ripe age of 42 years old, 42. What is it? I learned that in Spanish. It was cuatro y doce. I could be wrong. I think that was 42. But at this ripe, lovely age of 42. No, not a millennial. Fall 1 year outside of being a millennial, right? But I ain't really a Gen Xer because let me tell you, I know how to use computers. So not that, no shade for the Gen Xers, but I work with quite a bit of them, and they only use computers as enough to do their jobs. They're like, other than that, I won't talk about no tech. So anyway, my Gen X and millennial brethren and boomers, I hope so, is out here. And I hope we got some Gen Zs in here too. But nonetheless, 3 important reasons to have that vision board, right? 3 things that I know that I get out of it because I'm in a point in my life where I know that I need to create another one. And number 1 is you get a clarity and vision for your life. That's so important. Man, if you don't have clarity and vision for your life, or like a really clear idea, or it doesn't have to be that specific, but like a vicinity of what you want and like being mostly specific with it, then whoever comes around you, people come around you with a bigger idea, it's going to like overtake yours. And then you're going to find yourself consumed in someone else's business, someone else's plan, someone else's life. This is pretty much what we do in a lot of career and work environments. We can go create something for ourselves, or we can choose to just be, enveloped into something else that someone else is doing. I don't think either one is bad. I think for some parts of your life, you might be an entrepreneur. For another part of your life, you might be a hustler. For another part of your life, you might be a job goer. For another part of your life, you might be an Uber driver. Who knows? Whatever. I don't think it matters. Nonetheless, whatever you choose, though, that's what's most important. It gives you a vision and clarity. It gives you an ability to have like understanding of, okay, there are many main areas of my life that's important to me. My romantic part of my life is important to me. My home life, my food and shelter, how those things are achieved. My career part of my life, how my children are raised is important to me. Then my leisure, like what do I do to sharpen myself and to learn more about the world? Those sort of things, right? And so I need a vision for each one of those areas. I need a vision for that. And so that when you create that board for it, it helps you get some clarity over there. So even if you didn't think it thoroughly, it's kind of like you brainstorming and getting closer and closer to like fine tuning those really specific things you want to see in your life, right? Number two reason is that you put it in front of your face and you don't forget it. Because on a daily basis, sometimes when you're grinding out, like, and you are working on something, or either you may be enjoying the fruits of the labor of some of the things that you already created. Because I don't want to forget about that, because right now I'm enjoying a lot of fruits of labor that I put in for the past decade of my life, right? I know that I have manifested the abundance in my life that's supposed to be there, because when I tell you, I've been working on every single aspect of me, from the inside to the outside, from that corner to that corner, clean that out. Every time I saw something I don't like, every time I do now, clean. That's my mindset. I don't expect to be perfect, but I do expect to say, when I find something popping up in me that I don't want to see, let's go look at that. Let's go do some therapy. Let's go work on that. Let's go read some books about that, right? I've been doing that work for a long time, and I don't make any excuses for myself. Anything that I'm experiencing in my life, I always blame it on me. I don't care if it's clear that it could be blamed on somebody else. I don't give it to them, because if I give it away to other people, then I lose all my power to change it. So I take full responsibility and accountability for all of my results and everything that I have going on in my life, right? And when you do that, you make that vision board, and on a daily basis, you forget sometimes what you're working towards or what you're creating. And so if you have that thing sitting up in front of your face and somewhere where you can see all the time, then you don't have to question why you're getting up early and why you're staying up late, because it's real clear to you. Oh yeah, these are the things that I have that I want to keep, that I've cultivated, that I want to keep, that I've manifested, that I want to keep. And these are the things that I want to create and bring into my space, right? So you never forget. It's always sitting there. And this is what's funny. The third one is kind of like another aspect of that. It allows you to let it go. And when I say let it go, it's like you can have something in the forefront of your mind, but at the same time, you're not like panicking about it every single day, right? Like I have something that's in the forefront of my mind right now that I'm definitely am working on changing, is being changed, is is evolving out of right now. But I can honestly say it's one of the only things that I can focus on that I don't like in that way. One of two, maybe possibly. And I can, in my head, but at the same time, I'm able to let it go and do other things and work and get get this done, cook for the kids, go out to a movie or whatever it is that you decide to do in a day, go shopping, take care of the house, have some jokes and laugh. But I'm like, I haven't forgotten there's this thing that's at the forefront of my head that I want to change and I'm working on it. But having it on a vision board, it's like creating a to-do list. You don't have to keep on revisiting that thing, right? It's there. It's right in front of you. You're not going to forget, right? But at the same time, it allows you to let it go because you've already put it down on your list. You can just, release your brain. You can stop making every conversation about it. You can stop, panting after it like it's something that you're not going to get, right? You can start to develop and create that thing, right? Yeah, so that's my 3 biggest reasons for having a vision board. And I think it's important to have vision boards at any stage of your manifestation development, whether it's just a little piece, whether it's a digital vision board. I've seen those too, which is pretty much like Pinterest, I guess. I don't like Pinterest. Never did like the platform. But anyway, if it's something like Pinterest or, whatever, that's perfectly fine. A whiteboard is a good vision board. I used to do that because then I could erase things and change it, but I found that I erase things too much. So kind of a vision board that doesn't change from week to week was a good idea for me. And it gives you that clarity that you need about what it is that you truly want to create. And then second, it allows you to not forget what you're working on every day, because sometimes you're just like, what is the bigger picture of this? What do I want? Oh, I want children that have, a world mindset, that are internationally thinking, that are global thinkers, that are citizens of the world. That's why I'm doing this. Oh, yeah. And then you remember again, it's always in front of your face. And then another thing is too, when you create that board, it's like creating a to-do list. You don't have to think about that stuff anymore. You can just walk away from it. You be like, oh, yeah, I already know what I want. I'm good with that. Right. And if it's important to you, everyone around you will see what you want. They'll see what's important to you, if that vision board is. But a lot of people I know keep their vision boards private. I don't blame them, right? It's some of that moving in silence energy that I love to have, because really it's just not important. It's not their business. It's okay that you share it, but I don't know why everybody thinks everybody's business is community property. Oh, you didn't tell me because I didn't want to share. And that should be okay. And the reason why I didn't want to share, it wasn't negative. It just didn't even cross my mind. And then when people come around later and just like, oh, you didn't want to share, So if you're that kind of person moving in silence, then maybe you don't put your vision board up at your desk at work. Because you'll be having to explain to people, ooh, what's that for? Funniest thing, I was sitting down under a tree. This is the last story I'll tell in this video, at work one day. Sitting under a tree. It sounds so funny for me to say at work. I'm not even that kind of person, but at work. That's what I'm doing right now. I was sitting there at work, and I was sitting under a tree because I'm always bohemian at style everywhere I go. So I was having my lunch under a tree, and this little leaf, it was perfectly green when wandering down, and it fell on my lap, right? So I put the little leaf in my lunchbox that day. And when I got to my desk, it was such a beautiful, bright green. And I was like, I wonder why it fell. It was such a pretty bright green. It wasn't fall yet or anything. It was like before the summer started. And so, or right when summer started. So I just put the little desk on my leaf because I just thought it was cute. I brought it in. It was a perfect shaped leaf and it was green and bright. Mind you, the leaf now is just like an army color green, but it's still on my desk because I'm just that kind of a person. And the amount of people that's like, ooh, what's that little leaf for? Ooh, what's that little, I don't do that when I go to people's desk. I don't know why. I just don't. What is that for? What do you have that for? Ooh, and look at their computer screens. I've never been like that, but I do realize that I'm around a lot of people that do that. So if you're that, you want to move in silence and be that kind of person, the people nosy. They don't have a lot going on. Don't put that vision board on your desk. If you want to keep it, I say keep it in your bedroom. That's my spot. because company don't need to see it unless you feel that strong in your beliefs and what you're creating that you don't mind. When I was alone by myself and I didn't have any influences of other people's mindsets and I got into this bubble, this vacuum, I did it when I first started homeschooling the girls. So they were about 4 and 6. No, they were about 6 and 8. And I got into this bubble and anybody's belief systems couldn't enter my world. And everything that I believed was the only thing that was important. And my energy and belief system was so strong about what I was creating for myself, which I have a lot of it now, so it was worth it, was always plastered around my house. So people would come over, but my energy was so strong towards manifesting and creating a life I choose, which was about 8 years ago probably, that it didn't matter what they said when they looked at the board or what they tried to. I'm like, nope, none of you have the life that I want, so I'm not listening to nothing. It was very easy for me to say that. You get a little older, you run into some situations where people make you think that they have something that you've been working on, but they really don't have it. And you get caught up in that situation and you start doubting some of the ways that you see the world. Don't do it. Don't doubt your ways. Your ways are just fine. It's working out for you. Because this world works out in billions of different ways for all the people that are a part of it. Every single person has a different way that something has worked out for them differently. And it doesn't have anything to do with you. So one of those things that's important to me is those vision boards. If you're strong enough to sit that thing out in front of people and you don't worry about them asking and you're clear on it, put that thing out in front and say what you want to create and what you want to do. And you don't worry about if people are going to negate it or they feel like it's not possible or they feel like it's not whatever, right? But if you're not in that place yet, don't put that thing out there because people are going to make your vision board feel small. And the last thing you want is to have any negative energy attached to your vision board, right? Create that thing in a vacuum. Create it without the opinions of others. Create it without thinking about finances and all that kind of stuff and what you can and what you can't think. Because so many things have come to me that I didn't have to put the money out for. Because the money is just a tool to get the thing. Now the thing, you can get the things any day without the money. The money is just a middleman. You don't even really need to see the money. Actually, the money is a hindrance. If someone could just hand you over the thing that you want, as opposed to making you get in a situation to create the money and then go get the thing, you're better off, right? So if you can just put me in a situation to create the thing, then that's better than giving me the money for it. So I've had so much come to me where I wasn't focused on the finances because the price tag on it is just something that humans create. It doesn't mean it's worth anything more than what you decide it's created, what it's worth, right? So just keep that in mind. I don't think I go a day without seeing squirrels. I see them all in the yard and everything. I'm gonna have to start thinking, did I see a squirrel today? I think I see squirrels every single day. Some little nuances like that we should notice in life. I'm looking out the window. I'm like, I see a squirrel walking across a fence. Nonetheless, get some clarity, keep those ideas front and center in your life, and then let them go. Walk away. Keep doing what you're doing. It's going to be a cycle, but keep doing it. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.